What is going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman here, Uche Nwaneri, and the Dallas Cowboys took an L today in the wild card playoff game against San Francisco 49ers, losing 23-17. Now, there's a lot of controversy that came with this loss for the Cowboys and with this win for the 49ers. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But first, I wanted to get a quick reaction of the one and only Stephen A. Smith. You know, when something bad happens to the Cowboys, you got to go to Stephen A. Smith to see what his reaction is. And here's his tweet with almost 1 million views and 95,000 likes. I told y'all. Now let's see what Stephen A. has to say about these Dallas Cowboys. Nice crib. Like it.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? All year long, where everybody was raving about those boys in Big D. What did your boy Stephen A. say? They ain't gonna even win a playoff game. And sure enough, right on schedule, right when it really, really counts, they crashed like a cheap tent in inclement weather. All I gotta say is two things. How about them Cowboys? See you on First Take tomorrow. Your boy is back. Right on time.
So obviously, a lot of people are going to be very happy about this end result for the Cowboys, because you do have that insufferable Cowboys fan who week in and week out during the regular season proclaims that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are going to go 15-2 and they're going to win the Super Bowl. And here, after all of the talking, after all of the hires, after all of the world-class talent that they have on that roster, they find themselves in a similar position that they have been in over the last decade plus. Not winning in the playoffs, not really being a factor like we thought that they would, or that the media kind of expects them to be. Jerry World just is not operating at full tilt like one would have thought based on the record that they had in the regular season. Now, let's go into the controversial play that everyone seems to have an opinion on. And as a former player, I look at this and there's not much at all that's controversial about it, and I'm about to show you why. So this is the last play of the game for the Dallas Cowboys, the last play of their 2021 football season. On this play, from about the 40, let's call it the 39, or the 41-yard line, Dallas Cowboys decide with 10 seconds left in the game, 11 seconds here on the clock, they decide that they're going to run a QB draw in order to get themselves in position to spike the ball and then throw a Hail Mary pass. Let's see the play in real time. He slides with 9 seconds remaining on the clock. Now, this is situational football that we're talking about here. This is the 2-minute drill. In the 2-minute drill, the objective for a team who is in a long shot situation where you have to have everything go perfectly in order to give yourself a chance, even at a Hail Mary, the priority is to allow as little amount of time to run off the clock as possible. That is just part of the game that is the 2-minute drill. It's a tick for tat, because the defense is going to give you all of these little things that cost them little to nothing in regard to consequence, as long as they don't get beat over the top. Now, through this drive, impressively enough, the Cowboys gained 40 yards in 4 plays. Now, instead of sticking with the formula that has worked, letting only 2 to 3 seconds run off the clock at a time, the Cowboys, because now the Niners switch into a sideline defense, decide that it would be a better decision with no timeouts to run a QB draw up the middle of the field. The average NFL play in a 2-minute drill, from the moment that you are down by contact, the average amount of time to get another play off is between 14 and 17 seconds. So there is no way, mathematically speaking, that you can run up the middle of the field with less than 14 seconds on the clock the moment you are down. There is no way that you can expect to get a playoff or to be able to spike the ball in time to have another play run. It's just not going to happen. The math just is not there. People have to run down the field. The ball has to be spotted by the official. It is required that the official touches the ball to spot it. It does not matter if you place the ball anywhere. The referee has to come in themselves and spot the ball. The refs have to run down the field and line up where the ball is spotted to have everything set from an officiating standpoint. These things take time. That's why if you cannot be down before the 14-second mark, there is no chance. Dak Prescott is down at the 9-second mark. So Dak Prescott is supposed to be down where he begins his slide. He is actually beginning his slide at about the 27-yard line. So the simple fact that the Cowboys slid and then spotted the ball at about the 22-yard line, it appears to be. Let's say, the 20, they're now spotting it at the 20, about the 23.5-yard line. They're actually about 4 yards, 3.5 yards ahead of where they're supposed to be spotted. No one really got this part right because the Cowboys took it upon themselves to spot the ball on their own. So, from a strictly rule standpoint of this, the Cowboys are about 4 yards off. The ref, who tries to come in and respot the ball, is still about, honestly, still about 2.5, 3 yards off. Nobody really knows where the ball is supposed to be spotted. If this was reviewed in the booth, they would say that the ball is supposed to be spotted at the 27-yard line where Dak Prescott's slide began. That is where he is down. So the Cowboys are completely off on this. And regardless of it all, it doesn't matter because until this ref here gets from wherever he is on the field, and it doesn't matter if he's behind and late, it does not matter. He must come and grab the ball and spot it at the 27 where it is supposed to be. By that time, the game would be over. He just barely got there and touched the ball, and there was 2 seconds left. There was no way in hell that the Dallas Cowboys were going to legally, in football world, legally be allowed to run another play. Mathematically, it was impossible, and nothing here is even correct from a true technical standpoint to allow for them to move forward with another play. The game is over. Now, let's hear what Mike McCarthy has to say about this situation in full, because he had a little bit that he thought about his process into why they even ran a quarterback draw to begin with. Let's listen.
You want to be running the Hail Mary play from the 50-yard line, or you want to be running 5 verticals from the 25-yard line? So that's the decision. It's the right decision. It's just like anything. It's, the execution between us and the officiating spotting the ball obviously wasn't in tune, we shouldn't have had any problem getting the ball spotted there. Is that the quote you're looking for?
So that is an excuse, and it's an incorrect excuse if we're being technical about this, because at the end of the day, you gained 40 yards on 4 plays, and you started with just over, I believe, a minute in the 2-minute drill. So there was enough time to run a play to the boundary of the field, to the sideline, and gain yardage there, which would have left you with enough time to run another play, to get towards the end zone, to throw a Hail Mary. A 50-yard Hail Mary is certainly possible. I know because I've literally witnessed one work as a player.
Or just depend on the deep guys to knock it away. Garrard. Steps up. Fires. Mike Sims Walker. Knocked down. Oh, he caught it! Oh! Unbelievable!
Dave Garrard threw a 50-yard touchdown with 3 seconds left on the clock. It's a Hail Mary. You just got to throw it up and hope for the best. Now, this situation here, of course, for him to speak about it being better to throw a Hail Mary from the 25-ish when it really should be the 27, yes, of course it would be easier to throw the ball into the end zone there. But you don't have the time to do that, and you should know that. And there should be somebody on your staff who is telling you that there's no way that you can run a QB draw and have enough time. Throw the ball to the boundary, throw the ball to the sideline, and let's live to throw it down the field one last time. You think that Dak Prescott can loft the ball and put some air under it and just have the receivers go up and play jump ball. That's what it's going to be. This is where you're making the game harder than it has to be. It's not rocket science. So the Cowboys lose in that regard. Now, here's an example of what you're supposed to do after the completion of a play in a 2-minute drill. This is the Houston Texans in a 2-minute drill. Brandon Cooks here receives the ball, and watch what he does as soon as he gets the ball. He lands in bounds. Not sure whether they stopped the clock or kept it rolling, but here is another example of what happened with a different player in regards to the 2-minute drill.
Passes to Cooks, wide open, found a hole, and is able to roll out of bounds.
That is literally what is required before this ball can be spotted. The referee must get the ball and then go spot it. Now, I think here they may have stopped the clock. That's why there's not a huge sense of urgency coming from him in this regard. But that is what the rules require of the ref. He must get the ball from the player, and then he will go and spot it at the dead ball spot. Here is another example of what you are not supposed to do when you are in the 2-minute drill and you are trying to get the ball spotted so that you can get another play run in that time. As you all know, Chase Claypool with the Pittsburgh Steelers catches the ball for a first down on 4th and 1 in the 2-minute drill. And what does he do?
Clock running, and it may come up.
He celebrates. Look at his teammates. What are you doing? Give me the ball so that they can give it to the ref. Now the ball is bouncing around. As you can see, the ball bouncing around, but it doesn't matter where they are. He must touch the ball, and he must spot the ball. Now they can run a play. They cannot do so at any moment before that. The simple fact that he celebrated and then bobbled around the ball when his teammates ran to come get it from him, and then dropped the ball, and the ball hit the ground and rolled. The time they've already lost off the clock will eventually cost them the game. This is why it matters to understand the situation you are in. Every single football player who touches the ball in the 2-minute drill has been taught. Even as offensive linemen, we've been in the meetings and we've listened to coaches say it. As soon as you get down, if you're in bounds, get up with the ball and run it to the referee and hand him the ball. Don't throw it to him. Don't toss it to him. Go and hand it to him because he has to set it before we can run another play. So that, in a nutshell, is how this should have played out for the Cowboys. And it really doesn't surprise me that, well, actually, it does surprise me that the Cowboys thought that running a QB draw in this situation was really something that they wanted to hinge their entire season and this playoff game on, when they have the talent at the receiver position to throw the ball up to guys who can make plays in the air. I would have taken my chances with those guys rather than try and beat the odds and the mathematical impossibility of running a ball down the field, expecting that as soon as you get touched down, there would be a ref there to get the ball and spot the ball, which there's not going to be, and that you could get off another play and spike the ball and still have time left after you spike it. This game was over the moment he decided to run across the line of scrimmage. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the Observant Lineman Uche Nwaneri if you haven't already done so. I appreciate you for checking out my explanation of the 2-minute drill and spotting the ball. And I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.